All right, all praises and glory goes to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Yagokodash. So and honors to the elders at GMS who's pushing this truth with all truth and sincerity. And I'm just gonna read this article, and it states here. This is Desert Sun News. It says FBI issues a warning on potential Iran-linked drones threat in California, and this happened today at 1:44. Well, this article was posted at 1:44 p.m. at the Wadi Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. And it says here, federal authorities have warned that California law enforcement agencies that the state could be a potential target of drone attacks tied to escalating war between between Iran and the U.S. and Israel, though officials stress there is no confirmed or intimate threat. The warning, first reported by CBS News, come from a federal intelligence memo calculated to Joint Terrorism Task Force partner across the state of in late February. It followed the U.S. strikes inside Iran earlier this year, and the retaliatory attacks by Tehran in the Middle East. Donald Trump says Wednesday he is not concerned about Iran backed attacks on the U.S. soil, telling reporters, "No, I'm not," when asked whether Iran could expand a retaliation to the U.S. And, I'm going to stop right there. This is, the way that this playing out, man, this is just, it's bad acting, but I mean, I guess they did or didn't find the drone. It really is, it's not clear telling me or what. I guess it was a potential drone threat monitoring in California or something. No intimate threat. So it's not clear. So it could have been an Iran drone, or it couldn't, alleged, Iran drone threat from offshore vessels report, Fox 11, man. So, you get the gist of it, man. And this happened, I think, 2 to 3 days ago. Iran, this is National News Desk, and the title of this article is Iran may be trying to activate sleeper cells abroad in the U.S. intercept messages. Iran might be trying to activate sleeper cells outside the country. ABC reported Monday that the U.S. just intercepted a encrypted message believed to be originated in the Iran that may serve as a potential trigger for sleeper cells assets. The U.S. Warning said the intelligence had detected a broadcast station repeatedly transmitting a message to multiple countries outside Iran, while exact contents of these transmissions cannot currently be determined. The sudden appearance of a new station with international rebroadcast characteristics warrants heightened situation awareness, the alert says. A sleeper cell is a covert, my bad. So a sleeper cell is a covert group, and basically it's a group that just blends in. So it's like you take a group of people that goes to let's just say that goes to a concert, man. There's no specific There's no specific a person that you can pick out or detect, you know. And this can all go very downhill, or it can only go down here hill, man. If they decide to make uh to make moves on the people, man. And this could very well lead to civil war, man. This could very well lead to civil war, man. Labeling the American people as T groups, man. You know, it's not far fetched. And it goes to that one scripture. You know, you know, they should fight against one another, and I think that's in Matthew. They should fight one another and not regard their kings or princes. Barely paraphrasing, but yeah, covert. Let's look up covert real quick. A covert group. A organization or unit or team who exists, memberships and activities are deliberately hidden or disguised to avoid public detection or identification. These groups often operate in the realms of intelligence, military, or law enforcement, are designed to conduct operations where the sponsor remains hidden, allowing for a possible denial if actions is discovered. And like I said, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack, man. You know, um, a sleeper cell is a covert group of operates who infiltrate a target community and remains inactive for extended period of time, blending into society, avoiding detection. They wait for a specific a signal or event to carry out their mission. While speaking in Florida on Monday, President Trump was asked directly about these sleeper cells, specifically if Iran has activated any inside the U.S. Trump added, "They have very good intelligence into that," while also claiming these report assets came in under Biden administration. So I mean, this could very well go badly, and it can very well shit can hit the fan, and this is what the apostles on down been telling. This is what they've been telling, you hard-headed Israelites, man. That this day was coming, that World War III it was coming, man. Now we're here. Now people are talking about it. Now people are talking about T groups, man. So it's to the point to where it's like, you know, people just don't listen, man. And we hear this could very well lead to a civil unrest. The citizens versus the governors, the citizens versus the president, the governors versus the president, man. This could very well lead to chaos, man, and a division against the people, because the people are already there, man. They're already divided, Yeah, and America's just so far gone, man. You got people still fighting about who supports Trump and who doesn't, who supports MAGA and who doesn't. It's stupid, man. So they're divided against each other, man. So this system is on its way out, and I just wanted to bring that out, and it brings me back to that one guy that says, soon you'll know who I am, man. And I remember that video like it was yesterday because I made sure, because he was a hot topic back then, and I remember him, but I just can't find him on the internet, nor can I find, I'll just have to search for him, But yeah, man, we're here, man. This could very well lead to civil unrest, man. You know, and this could very well lead to lockdowns. Anything can pop out, man. This could very well lead to a shit show, man. A mass casualty where millions of people getting squilt, by a thumb attack. You gotta be you gotta be secretive with these words, man, because at this time these devils, they'll use anything against us, man. And they're going to, but you gotta, anything can happen, man. you know uh um you know let's just say something can go off, man. Uh Erosion, you know what I mean? So if something can go off in a big mass gathering, and they can lock shit down, man, and target different groups that they want, man. We know that America and the government is a big bully, man, and it's a big gang within itself. So we know what to expect at the end of the day, you know. So I mean, all we can do is trust and pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to end this speedily and quickly, man. Because only He can get us up out of here, man. And only He can protect us from the grasp and the hands of this system, man. Because this system is crooked, man. It's cruel and it's crooked. All the politicians, all the presidents, they're insiders, man. There's even insiders amongst us, man. Which it's sad to say, but it's true. There's insiders. There's secret agents, man. There's agent provocateurs at our jobs, man. That's keeping a close eye on us. You know, brothers out there, you know, that has following or not, man. There's groups out there watching you, man. Trying to get a reaction, trying to torment you at your job, man. Monitoring your behavior, what you do. Knowing where you live at. They could be right next door to you. Recently your neighbors down the street or from across from you or next to you, man. Recently your neighbors left. Now they got a for sale sign, but you'll see the blinds open and close, open and close with nobody going in or out the house, man. You'll see the lights on, so we never know. And there's a difference between being paranoid and knowing that, brothers and sisters, we got the truth, man. We know what's the end game, so it makes us the most wanted enemies, more than these more than these thugs and Crips and Bloods out here, man. More than the ones, these thugs and Crips and Bloods that has guns and drugs and all types of stuff, man. They know that they can get them, man. They can get them to sell out, but it's the ones that know, that know and worship Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. That's what Esau wants, man. He knows that these rappers, they'll sell out their brothers and sisters easily, man. You know? But he doesn't want them, man. He wants the ones that, stood stiffly for the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. Which Yahweh Bashim Yahushai will, that is each and every one of us, man. Because we're coming down to the wire, man. We're about to go through the straight gate, and get the hell up out of here, man, because it's about to go down. Action is about to start, man. So I like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Yahushai double and honors to the elders at GMS who's pushing the shoe with all authenticity, sincerity. Shalom.